What's going on? Peace and pugilism. How y'all been? This is Myron Magnus and a spontaneous live segment of Boxing Logics United. On my way to the pad to relax. I want to make this video about this apparent backlash to the young fighter Chris Colbert. That just spoke his mind about Deontay Wilder and the fight he had with Tyson Fury and his expectation in the upcoming fight later this month. And there's a backlash from, of course, the marketing machine behind Wilder, some of his fake fans. But here's the truth. Chris Colbert spoke what I believe, in my opinion, most of the fighters know or feel in the sport of boxing today. Chris Colbert actually spoke the minds of most of the professional fighters. I guarantee at least 90% true feelings, true thoughts about Deontay Wilder in the last fight with Tyson Fury. And by it coming from somebody in the PBC, along with Wilder, is why he's catching so much backlash. You know what I'm saying? If he said, of course, about anybody else, it wouldn't be as much. If he said it at a time that wasn't as close to the date of the fight actually about to happen, there wouldn't be as much backlash. But saying it just a couple of days ago, and this fight is happening later on this month, they like, no. But Chris Colbert spoke the minds of most fight fans. I'm telling you, 90% of it. The other 10% is the ones behind the scene that's helped pushing Wilder, networks, and all of this. People in bed with Wilder, people who have invested interest in Wilder, and all of that stuff. You know? I think it was good that Chris Colbert said what he said and was honest. It's because I honestly believe the United States is yearning, truly. Even the ones who, in secret, or should I say, at the moment, are supporting Wilder. And I'm not hating on Wilder. He's a man, he's done well for his family or whatever, but America needs a very, very, very much more suitable heavyweight to be pushing up there as the baddest man on the planet. Wilder ain't it, people. And we all know this. Wilder ain't it. He ain't never been it. I just watched the interview he had with Barbershop Conversations, okay? And this man said this quote, you know, to love him, to know a man is to love a man. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? To know a man is to love a man. Like, I hope he's talking to the motherfucking women. Because, you know, Wilder can be off on the deep end some motherfucking times. Really. But that's just an example of some of the shit that just comes out of Wilder's mouth that makes Wilder not very marketable, along with his skill set. He's just not marketable. He has his imagination gets carried away from him. He has this idea in his mind that he's a king. And he won't let it go. He won't just fess up and say, okay, I'm gonna give in to this bullshit. Wilder will not do it. He's going to go down sinking with the Titanic on a fake ass persona. You see, that's weak right there. That's why we need another heavyweight. And Chris Colbert just spoke the mind of him. Chris Colbert just spoke the minds of everybody who's a real fan. I'm not talking about casuals who don't pay attention to the sport enough to know really what's going on. Chris Colbert spoke the minds of damn near, I'm sure, all the fighters. Okay? Chris Colbert spoke the mind of everybody. Now I hear Fight Hype drop the freaking video. Why? To protect the image of Wilder, because this fight is coming up and they need this fight to sell as much as they possibly can. And they need Fury to lead the way, to be honest with you. Now, I've been done with being belligerent, nasty, and just chopping Wilder down like I'm a tree, like I'm a person who's not 46 years old and don't have no sense. Like I don't have the ability to speak without explicit commentary, because I have that ability, thank God. So I'm just gonna give you the hardcore truth without, you know, the expletives. Wilder is not going to fight as long as you guys think he is. If he loses this fight versus Fury, which I believe he will, unless some other things is going on. Like I predicted in the video that will upload again, he will retire soon. Because Wilder only has his record and those knockouts to show any validity. If he takes too many losses, you will see a Wilder coming to every goddamn press conference with some goddamn earmuffs on, because he can't take the criticism. He truly isn't a thick-skinned person. He truly isn't a fighter. Because a fighter could come in and take the harsh criticism. Wilder cannot. And that is the truth, that he is not built for this sport. This is why I said years ago, social media is not good for boxing. It's not. There aren't enough quality fights happening in a year, I should say, to support how much commentary that social media and YouTubers will be pushing out on an everyday basis. And believe me, YouTube is part of the reason why boxing is in a sunken spot. YouTube, social media. We are talking. And there's not enough great fights and action. That is the truth. And you're going to see it going down and down and down, because it's YouTubers just talking. Just yakking. I was a part of it. I was guilty. But I fell back because I was like, you know what? I want to help the sport more than hurt it. So I'm not going to just keep on talking, just dumping the fucking sport like a ball in a basket or flushing it down the toilet more and more, and there's no fights. There's nothing to support how much I'm talking. It's not like basketball. It's not like football. This is not like baseball. This is boxing. I don't give a damn. 3 different stables, and they all fight within a stable. You can't produce enough quality fights to support how much material that would be pushed out by YouTubers. It won't. And that's what it won't be able to gain the attention of casual fans as much without as many blockbuster fights. That's why after a while I was like, Mayweather is throwing a life preserver to boxing every time Mayweather fights. Real talk. Mayweather is throwing a life preserver to boxing every time he throws a freaking, as we call it, whatever the fuck we doing, an exhibition. He's actually helping boxing because Mayweather is still the biggest draw in boxing. He just proved it. And he did it. He said, you know what? I'm going to do it. It's going to be like a David versus Goliath thing. I'm going to fucking fight this big ass motherfucker, big as fuck, versus little old me to bring some attraction. So people are still going to intrigue people like, At the same time, promote myself, putting some fighters on, making PPC money, making Showtime money. You understand? The game needs exhibitions from Mayweather. Really. The sport is bad off. Canelo ain't doing it no good. Wilder ain't doing it no good. Showing Americans UK fighters all the time ain't doing no good because they don't know who the fuck they are. Think business. Logically. And I know, like I said, this is not to discredit Wilder. This is honest hate. I should make that the name, new YouTube channel. Honest Hate Boxing. Honest Hate Boxing. Peace to Toby Bartlett. Peace to DT3 Boom Man. Peace to Kenneth Brooks. Peace in Pugilism. Andrew Tucker. I see y'all in the chat, homie. Yeah, it's damage control Mayweather's doing for the sport. To make, at least bring some eyes to get people interested. You know how many motherfucking eyes? I was at a bar. Okay, Cantina Bambina. Right on the riverfront. And I ran into 3 white girls, law students, that fucking bought the fight. 3 in their 20s. 3 law students in their 20s. All right? That bought the fucking fight. I didn't know until I was texting them later. The young girl was texting me because she was flirting with me like shit. A law student. You know what I mean? She was like, yeah, what y'all doing? Me and the girls, we about to watch the Mayweather-Logan Paul fight. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I want to see Logan get his ass whipped. I'm like, are you serious? They can't stand Logan Paul. These 3 white chicks that was law, they can't stand that fucking Logan Paul. I guess from an incident he did something wrong in Japan from years ago. They can't stand that motherfucker. But Mayweather, they wanted Mayweather to beat Paul's ass. I was like, oh shit. What the fuck is going on? So I'm like, wow, Mayweather versus Logan Paul got 3 law Beckies who never would have watched boxing in the world again. Ever in their life. Wouldn't give a damn. Now watching him and Logan Paul. That fight did that. Why? Because he fought the right person. He made a good business decision. He brought more eyes to boxing. And that's why you hear Mayweather don't like Deontay Wilder. Why do you think Deontay Wilder and Mayweather don't get along? Mayweather don't fucking respect him. And Chris Colbert, and that's my final example. Chris Colbert said exactly what fucking Mayweather said in his mind. He said what Broner says in his fucking mind, like he got the nerve. He said what Wilder said. I mean, Chris Colbert said what Wilder really knows. He said what Pacquiao thinks. He said what Spinks thinks. He said what Jamel thinks. He said what fucking, everybody thinks. And it's just what it is. So now they want to, now the whole talk is, and we're assuming they're talking about the LDBC, okay, and other little groups are probably going to be going against Chris Colbert now. They're going to try to cancel Chris Colbert pretty much. But I think Chris Colbert should do more shit talking. Because New York motherfuckers know how to talk some shit, for the most part. Or well, at least a lot of them, like him, like a Brooklyn motherfucker, they could talk some shit. They almost equal us DC motherfuckers to some shit talk. And that's how I got famous on YouTube, because of my motherfucking shit talk. I think I was, God gave me a gift of that shit. So them New York niggas, when they really on, they talk some shit. And you know what? Now Fight Hype want to drop the video that TBV did of that interview talking about Chris Colbert, Spence and all that, just because he said he thought Pacquiao beat Spence. Chris Colbert, keep talking your shit, man. I support you. I'd say the truth. Like you say, don't sugarcoat this shit. You know what I mean? They might not like you, but at least motherfuckers will respect you. This is Myron Magnus in another segment. Well, let me go read some comments, guys. Y'all know it's a short quit. I'm going to the motherfucking happy hour. But Texas Tornado, peace and pugilism. DT3, Toby, Andrew, what it do? DT3, boom, man. It's a family motherfucking affair. What are your thoughts on Khan Shemaev? That motherfucker is funny as fuck. He's a bad boy. I like him. Who is he fighting next? That's what we all are waiting on. I like Kashmai. You know what I mean? And I like how he talk his shit. Yes, Khabib 2.0. I rocks with him. Yeah, I do. Yes, and I do the fucking MMA UFC too. I got a couple of videos. They already shadow blocked me off MMA once I did that video with Wei Li Young and old girl that had the freaking alien come out her forehead. When that video went viral, it did over 100,000, and I said, well, this is why I don't like women's, MMA. They got mad at that. But I ain't gonna lie, that fight was motherfucking awesome. I was just showing my freaking honest opinion, because women are there to bear children, and it's easy for them to get brain damage. Their cranium is not as hard as a man. That's all I was saying. And that girl was fighting with a hematoma the size of a goddamn womb on her fucking forehead. It scared the shit out of me. And she kept fighting. I mean, Joanna Jurczyk is a tough motherfucking cookie. She is bad. You know what I mean? Ain't no fucking about it. And women kick ass. I love watching the women's sport. I always have. Ever since the coal miner's daughter. You know what I mean? Ever since the coal miner's daughter. But when I see a woman getting injured like that, that's the man in me that just thinking of protection. So I said that in a video. It's one of my highest viewed video, second highest viewed video ever. And so that's all just how I felt. But they didn't like that I said that. I had to cut the goddamn freaking comments off that came at me. Texas Tornadoes, El fucking Jefe. Do I listen to Post Malone? Fuck no. I'm gonna listen to that ugly motherfucker. You know what? I do rock with this Iverson song though. I rock with that motherfucking and the other one, the first hit that he had when it was in the fucking desert, driving a Bentley, whatever. Yeah, but other than that, no, I don't listen. I don't rock with him. That motherfucker was doing country folk music before he came into rap. They just let anybody into hip hop now. Fuck that. Bernardi Pierre Lewis, what's up, champ? Now I don't support letting anybody in rap just do any motherfucking thing. Nah. Just like, and it's my sentiments with hip hop, because I am an MC. It's my sentiments with boxing, because I grew up in boxing gyms. And I don't like them letting anybody in the sport and impersonating a fighter. So I just cut the truth, cut the shit. That's what got me popular in the beginning. You speak around them, oh shit. Before you talk about the wrong people, and they don't like that, you know what I mean? Canelo. But other than that, you know, that's what it was. Now, XXXTentacion, yes, I motherfucking do. Triple X is the man. I rock with Triple X. I like that brother. I like him hard. Rest in peace to him. And I honestly feel about XXXTentacion, he could have been a future great. And I honestly think it could have just been the guys saw he had a bag or whatever. I don't know, man. But he was saying some things that'll make the industry want to not want him to stay in there too long. I'm not talking about the hanging and all that shit. I'm talking about the issues, the ability he understood on how controlling the tones, the rhythms and the tone levels of music, of sound, can also manipulate emotions and the subconscious. He understood that science, XXXTentacion. And he probably should have kept that to himself. I think he understood that music can raise your tone level and reduce your tone level. So, he understood that ability, and I think he was using it for that. You know, Juice WRLD, I don't know who the fuck that is. I think I heard of him though, man. But I don't keep up with all the young shit. But back to the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? I don't keep up with too many of these young dudes, man. Smart guy, what's up, man? I don't keep up with too much of this young stuff. They got, need to be around my little younger cousins to catch me up to date with that shit. But I truly try to keep up as much as I can because, I love music. But, nah, some of this shit, all this wild shit they talking about and all that. Martyr Machine, peace and pugilism, baby. You may say a lot of bad words, brother, but you are still very intelligent. You know what you be talking about. As for Deontay Wilder, he needs a good PR man. Absolutely right. And yeah, I say a lot of bad words. Yeah, I'm cutting that out. That was certain videos. But 2 minutes. I waited 2 minutes before swearing because I know you can't curse now the first 2 minutes of a video or a live because it throws off the algorithms. I realized that. If you curse within 2 minutes, it messes up your algorithms. So you need to wait till 2 minutes is up before you start swearing. Let all YouTubers keep that as a note, especially you, Boone, especially Two Hands, and all you guys. You need to wait till at least 2 minutes go by. Wait at least till 2 minutes go by before you start swearing, brothers. Like we used to. You know what I'm saying? But hey, y'all know what it is? Bro, you look like CJ Carl Johnson. Who the hell is that? GTA San Andreas. You talking about the game? CJ Carl Johnson. Slim, y'all be tripping, Slim. I don't know the hell clue. Who is that? CJ Carl Johnson. Hit the like button if you haven't. I appreciate it. Blue, what's up, man? What are your thoughts on Israel? Israel Adesanya. In a nutshell, his fight versus Yoel Romero. I think Israel Adesanya is a great talent. But he gonna have to not be afraid to take a punch. He must stop being afraid to take a punch. Because this sport, MMA, became great because Cass was not afraid to take a punch or a kick. They was willing to step in that fire. Now, you think sometimes just stepping inside the ring and stepping into the fire, and it is to a degree. But going truly toe to toe and showing fans some good exchanges and that gritty, you know what I mean, that phone booth style of combat exchanges is what really made the sport blow up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made boxing blow up in the 70s and 80s, especially in the middleweights, the lightweights. You know, they want to see Bama scrap. And Israel Adesanya tries to play. He's first of all got the marketing machine behind him. He got the Nigerian push, even though he's Netherlands, right? Truly. And I don't think he really. I think the fight versus Yo Romero made him look bad. And it was hard to recover from that. Really, truly. Now, the fight versus Acosta, he gained some back. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Fight versus now, just past the light heavyweight match, he didn't look good on his motherfucking back. But, the kid got to, fight versus Jan. The fight versus Jan exposed a lot, you know, and he's good. He has a lot more work to do before he gets better. You know what I mean? That's all. He has a lot more work to do before he could really be that box office, you know, to me. Because I think they got to stack the card with him to really make it seem like, boom, he's a big draw. Nick Diaz, you know what, bro? I've never seen a Nick Diaz fight. Boxing, swords, peace, and pugilism. I've never seen a Nick Diaz fight. I've just seen Nate, really. I've just seen the Nate fights. Nick Diaz, he's been out the sport for such a long time. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead, go home, and watch some Nick Diaz fights, though. And we probably should go ahead and do live, because y'all know I'm on my phone. I'm going to go home, and let's do an old school, long-ass live, and let's really talk some real good, serious-ass boxing talk. Some real good shit. Fire that motherfucker up, the whole crew. No, you know, we're going to talk about Fury. We're going to talk about Wilder, Chris Colbert, Spence, Pacquiao, and we're going to set that shit on fire with minimum expletives. But a few, you know, bombs every now and then. Edward Stevens, peace and pugilism, champ. Are you serious, Ansh? You think WWE is real? Hey, man. Hey, man. Yo, man, perception is reality. Too many people. And when hey, man, when you're not exposed to things on an everyday basis, and from the inception of it, and you got to keep in mind, we have a lot of people in the world, us as Americans, thank God to be an American. You know what I'm saying? Thank God to be in the greatest country on this side of heaven. For real. I really mean that shit. Because all these motherfuckers turning their back on the flag. You got somebody just turning their back on the flag. Was it on the Olympic team? They turned their back on the flag at the Olympic Games. It was a tracker, some woman or man or whatever it was. I'm like, why would you want to be a part of the Olympics, which is representing your country, but then when your country flag go up, you turn your back on it? See, we retarded in many ways. There's a lot of people just out there retarded. You know what I mean? You want to turn your back on a flag, yet you're representing your flag by being an Olympian for your fucking country. Yeah, people got a lot of shit twisted up and fucked up. You feel me? So we're going to talk about all of that tonight with the crew on. We might bring Kurt through. You know what I'm saying? Bring a lot of people through. if y'all want to do that later on. And then I'm definitely going to get drunk too, because I'm just have to show some old school shit. But yeah, the people in India, some of them just don't know no better, man. Some of them don't know no better. Yo, I'm going to leave y'all with this note. Everything comes in threes, of course. Your experiences dictate your perception, and your level of perception would dictate how well-rounded your perspectives are. And we're going to end it on that. Yo, man, I see all y'all later on tonight. Love y'all. Peace and pugilism. All right? I'm out. Kenneth Brooks, I see you, man. Ansh, I see you. Anybody, smart guy, Ansh. Anybody that I miss up in there? Toby Barter, Knight of the Preteric in the fucking course. All day. DT3, my brother. Texas Tornado, my brother. Andrew Tucker, my brother. And that it is, man. I'm going to see y'all later on tonight, because what it is probably about 4:30 now. Give me a 7. We're going to burn this bitch up. Toby, come through tonight. Peace out. One love, y'all.